Alright, so welcome to SAIT Hospital. We're going to talk about our ever so lovely Vision BiPAP machine and the other BiPAP machines. I keep forgetting. First of all, to set it up, you got to plug it in. Power, oxygen, circuit. Now with these systems, they are going to have heat and humidity. So you have heat and humidity over here. I do not know what this is. You have heat and humidity over here. So you will plug in one side to one side. Does not matter where you plug in the circuit. You can just plug it in on either side. There we go. Just like that. Now you have probes you gotta put on. There we go. So you have probe here, fits into this hole. You just stick it in, make sure it sits in tightly so you don't have any leak. This guy here gets plugged into the heat humidifier. It's a blue, so blue to blue goes in, nice and easy. This guy here has a prong, so that goes right into here. It can only really fit in one way. You want the triangle to go into the triangle, and you just got push in. There we go. They're a bit worn down. Normally they'll have a little click if they're brand new. So I'll put that like that. We have another probe here. This probe. It's a lime to lime-ish yellow. And then we have a 2-prong and a 3-prong. 2-prong just let drop. The 3-prong sits on the back of the circuit. There's a 3-prong insert. Last thing you need is an expiratory flow valve. So here we go. This is where the patient will expire from. There's going to be a hole here for a measured leak. That will sit right over here. There you go. Of course, you gotta be doing this with gloved hands when you're setting it up, or clean hands at least. I have sanitized my hands before the video started. Plug in this into the pressure section, and you are all good to go. You also, of course, need your mask, which we're going to leave off for now. To turn it on, this machine here has a power button on the back. Simply right there. You lift the lid, you press, it turns on. Now the screen is a little bit hard to see. The contrast always starts off really low for some reason. It turns on. Now, you want to go immediately right here to the test exhalation port. Press that. And then just read the instructions. The instructions say that with a gloved hand, clean hand, or something else to block, you want to block off the tip, like so, and press start test. You sit here for a moment, keep it blocked, let it do its thing. And as test complete, and you're done. Now I recommend with this Vision BiPAP machine, when you're done, you gotta press monitoring. And I recommend you're going to standby, and then you go to options, and you go to contrast. You press contrast, spin the dial, and you can see a lot better after that. It makes it working this machine a lot easier. Now, monitoring will always bring you back to the main page where you see what the patient's doing. So if I start the patient breath, you'll notice this is where you see the waveforms. Mute button's over here. Now, key things to note about this ventilator. No, about this BiPAP machine, I mean. If you want to change your parameters, you have to press parameters right down here. And then press whatever you want to change and change it. If you're in monitoring and you try pressing it, it will not change because this is just showing you what is actually happening. You can set your O2 up here. If you want to change modes, you press mode. There's your BiPAP. BiPAP is ST, standing for spontaneous and time. When you press that, you can then go to parameters and also adjust. Oh, I did not confirm it, sorry. You press mode, you press this, you press activate new mode. And then you go into the parameters and you can set your EPAP, your rate, your inspiratory time, and then your ramp and all that stuff. Alarms are over here. Set this as you need to. Now with this ventilator, when you're putting the mask on, you do not need to identify what mask leak it is, like the other system. You just put it on. This machine will calculate that itself. Another thing to note, you're gonna see it's alarming right now. This alarm will not go away unless you press this button here, even if you resolve the problem. So if you want to make sure you resolve the problem, fix the problem, press this button, it will clear the alarms. And then if the problem is still there, it will re-alarm. But these alarms will not go away unless you clear them. So that's this system. And to turn it off, basically just go into monitoring, standby, and you press the power button. Now moving on to this machine over here, the Philips backup machine. Setting up a circuit is the exact same. Nothing different at all. You have your pressure, you have your circuit, the blues and greens. The power button for this guy is going to be sitting around the front. You press it, it turns on. Alright, there's the screen. Currently we are in CPAP mode. To change modes, you just press the modes. You have CPAP, you have BiPAP. Don't know the other ones, but CPAP and BiPAP are the ones we care about for now. Alarm signs is up here. Just press that. Now with this machine, that's on the back. This machine, when you first set it up, if you want to go to standby, you just press standby over here. And you gotta wait for a moment. There you go. So, cyber settings as you need to. So when you're changing stuff, press it, adjust it, accept it. Modes, pretty simple, you just press it. You set it up and then you press activate that mode. Do not forget to confirm it. So if you're gonna go to this and you mess around and you press around, actually I won't even let you, but just don't forget to confirm it. Activate CPAP mode or activate BiPAP mode. So you have your settings, your alarm settings, your modes. For the menu, you will want to go here and you want press mask and port. So this is where the number comes into play. Number one. If the number says 2, then go to 2, 3, 4, other, specify what other means. And if they're indicated or on a trach, you want to go into intubated or trach mode, so ET or trach. So then let's say you do 1, you press accept. Next it will ask you what exhalation port you have. So this guy here, we have a disposable exhalation port, a DEP. So we choose a DEP. If you change between the ones, it will show you a picture of how it looks. So other is other, PEV, so the plot 2 explosion valve, DEP, whisper swivel, we have multiple different options. We're going to be using the DEP. Accept. And aside from that, that's all. The ventilator settings will be the settings will be the exact same as the ventilator settings you would use. So choose it based on the patient's weight and height. Oh, what am I saying? The alarm settings are going to be the exact same as the ventilator settings. The actual settings for the CPAP will be 8 or whatever you need to be. For the modes, whatever you need your settings to be here. To turn it off, make sure it's in standby. And he's got, I think, press and hold that button, and then you gotta press this. Self-explanatory.